Hey, welcome to class. Grab a tennis ball, have a Theraband and 2 Pilates balls, a big one, a smaller one, and we're ready to rock and roll. Now we're going to do sole of foot release, so put the tennis ball down and then put it underneath the arch of the foot, and then you're going to roll back and forth about 5 to 10 times, massaging out your foot. This feels fantastic, putting a bit of pressure down into the tennis ball, and then give it a little rub on the arch of the foot where you feel that muscle might be a little tense, and then go along the length of the foot and then the other side. And if you really enjoyed that, you might want to spend some more time doing that, but really nice to get your feet open before we do this leg and footwork focus workout. Okay, so softening the feet, massaging out the feet, stimulating, getting some blood flowing through them. Okie dokie. So we're going to start lying on your back. Grab your Theraband. We've got one spring on, and we're just going to lie on your back. You're going to put your right foot through the Theraband and have it so that it's over the ball of the foot and the toes. This can be a little bit fiddly trying to get this right, but I want your toes, like the Theraband over the toes. Now, you're going to push through the ball of the foot, then point your toe, then the toes curl back and then flex. Okay, press through the ball of the foot, point, toes back, flex, ball of the foot, point, toes, then ankle. Now we're going to do about 10 of these. Out through the mouth, in through the nose. We want to really get into those muscles underneath the toes that connect the big toe joint through to the arch. Okay, so this is quite challenging to get those toes scrunching and pointing like that. 1 or 2 more, pelvic floor, tummy, shoulders back and down. Now, point and toes release, point, release. Okay, so it's like a Mexican wave where you go from little toe to big toe. Little toe to big toe, that's what you're thinking, particularly pressing through the pad of your big toe, about 10 of these. Just notice if you're holding onto tension in the upper body, and then scrunch it back, release. Scrunch and point, scrunch and point. Feeling the muscles underneath the toes, the muscles underneath the arch, they're engaging. 10 of these. Keep breathing. And then the other side. Okay, so you put the Theraband around the ball of the foot and make sure it's covering the toes as well. And then elbows down, shoulders back and down. Foot is at an angle that you can see it. Now push through the ball of the foot, point, and then release the toes only, and then flex the ankle. 2, 3, we're doing 10 of these. Try and keep your ankle and foot as parallel, as straight as you can. Sending the messages to the muscles underneath that big toe. Press the big toe against the Theraband. Good for 5, pelvic floor lifted. 4, 3, toe muscles. 2, strong feet. 1, good. Now Mexican wave, little toe to big toe, little toe to big toe. Using the muscles underneath the toes to press against the Theraband. Pushing against the band, strong big toe joint muscles, and then scrunch it back 10 times. And imagine it's like you're pulling a tissue or something in with your toes. So you're scrunching and pulling back. Pull the tissue in. Squeeze the back of the toes like you're pulling something in with the toes. That's it. Up to 10 of these, and then release. Okay, so we've got one spring on in the middle. We're going into semicircle. Okay, so toes apart, heels together. You're wiggling all the way down, tailbone is touching the spring. Have a little moment here to stretch your chest out, to stretch your shoulders out, allowing the tailbone to press down into the spring. And keeping your heels together, we're going to tuck your tailbone up to the ceiling, lift. Now push the carriage 3/4 of the way out, and then keep the carriage still, roll through the spine, keep the heels together, drop the tailbone, scrape it along the spring. Again, we're going to do 3 of these. Squeeze in the heels, engaging your glutes, and rolling down, keeping the carriage still, scrape along the spring. Good. 1 more. Lift the tailbone up. Reach the knees away, using the back of the legs to push out, keep the heels together, lengthen through your spine as you tuck your tail under, up rather, towards the ceiling. Good. Now reverse it. Scrape it along the spring, tuck the tailbone up, and then back of the legs, and then rolling through the spine. Drop the tailbone down. Keep the heels together. Challenge here is to keep the carriage still as you tuck and lift. Draw the carriage in, work in the back of the leg, so it's like you're squeezing, holding onto an envelope behind each knee joint. Good. 1 more. Lifting the tailbone, articulating, back of the knees, squeeze, keep the heels together, and then rolling down. Lovely. And then slide back onto the carriage. We're going to keep the spring on that one strong spring, and we're going to do hundreds. So hands through the straps, bed away from the stopper, knees up into a tabletop. And then breathing out to lift, reach the arms and the legs out, and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 22, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. You might want to lift your legs up and down. Now today's a leg and footwork focus, so point your toes, squeeze the muscles at the back of the toes. Inside thighs, squeeze them together and reach the legs away from you. Good. Feel your thigh muscles engaged. Feel the back of the legs, squeezing the sit bones together, and then return. Good. Have a little breather. And then we're going to put the straps down, roll onto your side, and we're going to do a spring change. So 2 strong springs and 1 medium spring. If this is too heavy for you, then just 2 strong springs. We're going into plies. We're doing 5 different positions. Now I want you to grab the tennis ball, and we're going to use the tennis ball to keep our legs very parallel. So the heels are on the bar, sit bone width apart, and then put the tennis ball between your knees. Okay, so set yourself up, neutral pelvis, neutral spine. And then straighten and bend your legs 10 times, keeping the tennis ball in between the knees. So breathing out to straighten, breathing in to return. Pressing evenly through both heels, right in the center of your heel bone. Can you feel the middle of the heel bone pressing through? Are both legs evenly pressing into the bar, or is one leg dominating? Keeping the legs truly parallel, so those kneecaps are in line with the second toe. Up to 10 of these. Neutral pelvis, and then toes on the bar. Keep the ball between the knees, the feet are parallel and sit bone width apart. Heels are slightly raised, back of the legs engaged. Out and in. 9, 8. Now feel the toes. Are you rolling to the outside of the little toes? Can you push into the big toe joint and also press into the big toe pad? So you're feeling those muscles that we activated with the Theraband work, strengthening underneath the toes, the arches of your feet. Neutral pelvis, neutral spine. Now get rid of the tennis ball, put it on your belly, feet in a V position, heels together, toes apart. And start with the bed a little bit away from the stopper so we feel those legs activated. Keep those muscles engaged as you push out and in. 10 times. So we've got 8 more. Squeeze the heels together. 7, 6, 5, keeping the heels slightly lifted. 4, inside thighs, back of legs. 3, neutral pelvis. 2, zip the tummy up. 1. Feet out wide, heels on. Hello. For the rest of that workout, go to my website, which is nellh.tv. There you will find my unique systematic approach to the Pilates method. There's packages there for the Reformer, for the Wonder Chair, and also for the Cadillac. I hope you enjoy, and remember, movement is medicine.